Hi guys, I'm back again and welcome to my channel. Today I want to upload or make another video about essential oils for you guys. So I started this series a few months ago where I wanted to talk a little bit about essential oils, something I've been using for so many years and I'm so happy with. Um, I started out with in my first video where I provided a little bit of background information, what essential oils are, where they come from, and so forth. So I will link my playlist up here in the corner so you can check out my other videos if you like. But in today's video, I'm going to talk about blending essential oils, how you can combine different kinds of essential oils, which is really not that difficult. The first thing you should think about when blending essential oils is what kind of therapeutic action do you want to achieve? And the best oils to blend together are the ones that are actually enhanced when you combine them with others. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in just a few minutes. The second thing you should consider is the sequence in which you blend the essential oils because that actually matters. Ingredients are often added in a specific sequence for the best results. And when you change the sequence, the chemical reaction changes and the results may be different from the original blend recipe. If you don't feel comfortable blending essential oils, you can always buy one of those crafted, blended mixtures that are available on the market. And the recipes I will introduce in the next couple of videos, I will actually give a few examples for what kind of oils you can blend together and for what they might be good for. So the kind of recipes that I'm going to introduce in the next few videos, they're really not very difficult. There are two basic rules you should keep in mind when blending essential oils. The essential oils that have a thinner stream when you pour them, they're usually less aromatic than the thicker oils. So these oils have lighter, smaller molecules than the thicker oils. Another rule is that the body absorbs the lighter molecules much faster than the larger, heavier ones. The smaller the molecules in a blend, the faster the body metabolizes it. So the body absorbs the smaller lighter molecules much faster than the ones of thicker oils, which have larger molecules. And these larger molecules, they usually stay in the body much longer than the lighter molecules. So these two rules are important because when you blend lighter molecules with larger ones, they have a synergistic effect on one another and this allows the lighter molecules to stay in the body longer. In aromatherapy, the lightest oils are called the top notes. And here is where it gets a little bit tricky because the heavier oils are considered the middle notes. The ones in between are called the base notes. And the best blend contains various notes. Rather than blending three top notes together or three middle notes together, it's best to select oils from each classification. And this strategy allows you to create a perfect blend that is neither too volatile nor too heavy. There's a second method for classifying essential oils, and this one takes 4 characteristics into consideration rather than 3. So here you have the personifier, the enhancer, the equalizer, and the modifier. And when you use this method for blending, you should use the same sequence each time to achieve consistent results. Okay, so let's talk about each of these categories. And we're going to start with personifier. So the personifier should always be the first oil in the blend, and it should be between 1 and 5% of the blend. These essential oils have a very strong and sharp aroma, and they possess very strong therapeutic characteristics. So some personifiers, for example, are clary sage and clove. The next one is the enhancer, and that should always be the second oil in the blend, accounting for between 50 and 80% of the blend. Some examples for enhancers are tea tree oil and melissa. These are very dominant within the blend and they have sharper aromas than the rest of the oils. So the third one is the equalizer, and the equalizer oil should comprise between 10 and 44% of the blend. The equalizer oils are the third that should be added to the blend, and they comprise between 10 and 44% of the blend. One example for an equalizer oil is oregano. The last one are the modifiers, so these should always be added last, and they should account for about between 5 and 8% of the blend. So these oils have mild aromas and they add harmony to the blend. Grapefruit, for example, is a very good modifier. Let's talk about carrier oils, which are used to dilute essential oils. There are various carrier oils out there. For example, sweet almonds, sesame, grapeseed oils, coconut oils. These are all examples of carrier oils, and they can all be used on their own or they can be mixed together to dilute essential oils. Avocado and jojoba oil are also very popular carrier oils. So there is really a great variety of carrier oils. So most therapeutic blends call for about 25 to 30 drops of essential oils to approximately half an ounce of carrier oil. So once you get a good feel for blending, you'll find customizing blends very easy, and it's just a matter of preference, really, right? Carrier oils should always be of good quality, and it's best to use natural oils rather than synthetic oils. I mean, it really makes no sense to buy high quality therapeutic essential oils and then use low grade level carrier oils. I have 10 blending tips for you that you should keep in mind when blending essential oils, and also for some precaution. You should always keep your blends correctly, like in dark colored glass containers in brown or dark blue. You should always keep them away from the sun and from heat sources, and this will help the stability and help them last longer. Also, leave a little bit of space in the air bottle so the oil blend can breathe. Also use non-metallic utensils for blending. Glass bottles or glass droppers and rods are best because they will not leach chemicals into your blend. When you add an essential oil blend to a carrier oil, you can prevent leakage by adding half of the carrier oil to the storage container, then add the essential oils, and then you add the rest of the carrier oil. So the next tip, number 4, is when you add an essential oil blend to a carrier oil, you can avoid breakage by adding half of the carrier oil to the container first, then adding the essential oil blend, and then add the rest of the carrier oil. And then you cap the mixture, and then you tilt it back gently, and then you just shake it back and forth. And this will ensure that you get an even blend. So essential oils blend, they usually last for a very long time, but anything that contains citrus oil and that is 6 to 9 months or older than 6 to 9 months should not be applied to the skin, right? And you can avoid this by just make small batches so you don't have any waste. So tip number 6 is to use a wide variety of essential oils and rotate them from time to time to prevent sensitization and skin irritation. If you use a certain blend 3 days in a row, switch to a different blend for at least 3 days. Tip number 7 is if you are allergic to certain foods, you should not use essential oils that come from the same plant that contain the allergen, right? If you are allergic to nuts, don't use almond oil. Tip number 8 is always follow the instructions for blending essential oils. They should be located on the back of the bottle. Tip number 9 is that pre-blended essential oils, they are very convenient, but they usually have a shorter shelf life than pure essential oils. If you purchase them, just buy small amounts and make sure you use them up very quickly. And the last tip is that less is more when it comes to blending and using essential oils. So applying too much of an essential oil can have adverse effects. So start with a very small amount, particularly if you are new to aromatherapy, always test the oils first. Okay, so let's talk about the different methods you can use essential oils. So before you use essential oils, it's very important that you have a clear purpose in mind. Do you hope to elevate your spirits? Do you want to relax? Maybe you're hoping for an effective natural treatment for a headache or for insomnia, or maybe you want to blend together some oils for like a bath product, or so whatever the case is, you have to double check that the oils that you're using are right for the intended purpose. So you have to dilute essential oils very carefully. You have to be informed about the potential side effects of each essential oil. So you should know that essential oils, they enter the body in three ways. So it could be inhalation, it could be ingestion, or it could be topical application. So within each of these methods, there are a variety of application methods that can be used. For example, you can massage essential oils into the skin. You can add them to a bath, or you can spray them or apply them topically using compresses. So the best application method for any given essential oil depends on the essential oil itself as well as on the desired effect. The majority of essential oils can be inhaled, and many essential oils, they can also be applied topically, and there's a few of them who can be ingested. If you want to determine the application method, just keep in mind what effect do you want to achieve, right? For example, if you want to treat a wound, you most likely want to apply the essential oil topically. If you want to treat your mood, the most effective way is inhalation, but you may also be able to apply the essential oil topically. If you enjoy taking baths, you can also add your essential oil blend to the bath water, and the rising steam you will then inhale. Okay, so let's talk about the different application methods in a little bit more detail. So for example, inhalation, right? That's a very common way to use essential oils. There are a variety of different techniques for inhaling essential oils. So for example, you may place the oil on a cloth and then you can inhale the oil. You can add it to a bowl of water and inhale it as a steam, or you can inhale it directly from the bottle. So if you apply the essential oil directly on a cloth, you may hold the cloth close to your nose and then inhale deeply 3 times. And then you exhale fully between each time, and be sure not to touch the cloth to your face, particularly if the essential oil that you are inhaling is not recommended for topical use. If you add the essential oil blend to a bowl of water, and you want to inhale it as steam, you can start by heating the water to a fast simmer. Then you pour it carefully into a large bowl and add 2 to 3 drops of the essential oil blend. And then you sit comfortably at a table with a towel wrapped around your neck, and then next you place your face over the bowl and you bring the towel up and over your head like a tent. You breathe slowly and deeply for a few moments, and this method is wonderful for soothing congestion, for example. So particularly if you use eucalyptus oil. If you want to inhale essential oil directly from the bottle, you just uncap the bottle and then place it near your nose, and be careful not to come into contact with your nose. Breathe in and out 3 times, and remember to keep your breaths slow and deep and even. So inhaling essential oils into the lungs offers both psychological and physical benefits. Many essential oils such as chamomile or sandalwood, they can alleviate anxiety, particularly when they are diffused. So the fragrance of an essential oil can stimulate the brain to trigger a specific reaction, such as relaxation or improved concentration. For example, diffusing mandarin essential oil and inhaling it deeply is an excellent way to ease stress. Let's talk about diffusion. There are a number of different essential oil diffuser models available, but most operate on the same basic principle. So the diffuser is filled with water, and then you add a few drops of essential oil, and then the diffuser is activated. And then this means that the water is being heated, the steam is carrying the droplets of essential oil, which will then enter the room. And as you breathe, you slowly intake the essential oil. So some diffusers use a candle for heat and some others are electric. The next application method I want to talk about is ingestion. So there are several essential oils that are safe to ingest, but keep in mind that essential oils that are used for ingestion, they must be therapeutic grade. So add a few drops of the essential oils to either water or herbal tea when you drink it. For example, lemon essential oil, which is a popular cold remedy, is also very good for detoxifying the body. Just 1 or 2 drops of lemon oil added to a glass of fresh water can help ease ingestion. Also, grapefruit essential oil is a very good appetite stimulant, and it can also help the body's lymphatic system to function better. Grapefruit essential oil is best taken when you use 1 or 2 drops and mix it with fresh water. So of all of the essential oil that are suitable for ingestion, peppermint oil is probably the most popular one. So now topical application is also a very common and very popular application method. When you apply an essential oil to the skin, it eventually will make its way into the bloodstream. And that's how it works. As the essential oil travels through the body, it can ease pain, it can soothe indigestion, it can push toxins out of the body from the body's cells. Just keep in mind that essential oils are highly powerful, and it's very important to dilute them properly with carrier oils. So the last thing I want to talk about are some tools that you need to get started for mixing essential oils together to create blends, right? So the first thing, of course, you need are some of these bottles, the empty glass bottles in a dark color, right, with a dropper. So make sure they're made out of glass. And if they're in a dark color, they protect your blends from excessive light, and they ensure that they will retain their efficacy for as long as possible. So use blue, dark blue, green, or brown bottles, right? These are best. And you can have them, you can order them online. I will put a link down below. I get mine from Amazon. They come with these glass droppers, right? So these are great for storage and for blending them. So another thing I use for pouring my mixes, my blends into these glass bottles are these little funnels, right? So these are really good. So you mix your blend into a bigger container. You can put this little funnel here in this glass container, and then you can pour it in. So these are really great. I enjoy using them. So I will also put a link down below. You should also have various carrier oils, and this is of course a question of preference. Whatever carrier oil you like. One could be enough if you have a favorite one. You could also have several. You could mix them together. You can use them on their own. So I have several carrier oils. One of my favorite ones is almond oil. Just make sure it's a good quality oil, as I mentioned before. Use a natural oil, not a synthetic one. So this is 100% pure moisturizing oil. It's also great for the skin if you want to use it for a skincare product. It's nourishing. It promotes healthy looking skin. So I use this as a carrier oil. Another one I have is the jojoba oil. So this is certified organic. This is also a great oil. And I love the smell of jojoba oil. So just test a couple and figure out which one you like best. A diffuser is also an excellent product to have on hand, as diffusion is one of the easiest methods for enjoying aromatherapy. So many people who enjoy using essential oils on a regular basis, they keep a few diffusers at home in different locations around the house. And I have one here that I wanted to show you. I have 2 different diffusers, electric diffusers. I also have one that works with a candle. So I will link a couple of options down below. But this here, basically, you would just fill up with water. Then you add your essential oils in here, right? You can, it also has a light, so it has a nice little effect. You can set it on high, low, and on mist. So this is a very nice option to diffuse essential oils and then just inhale them. The next thing I want to recommend is a spray bottle. So this allows you to create a fresh smelling, healthy room spray. So I have a spray bottle here, and this already had a pre-blended essential oil mix with lavender in it. But once it's empty, you can basically use any spray bottle that you have on hand or buy one. But I use this lavender one because, as many of you probably know, I have insomnia. So I like to spray this on my pillow before I go to sleep. And it smells so good. And so, I mean, it smells refreshing, but also calming at the same time. So I really love this little spray bottle. So if you just want to refresh your room or add a little bit of scent, just use one of these spray bottles and add your blend to this spray bottle. And of course, you need a good place where you can keep your essential oils. Make sure you keep them away from direct sunlight. Make sure you keep them away from heat sources. Also, labels would be very useful. So you can stick some labels on this bottle that will let you know what kind of oils, what kind of blend it is, what kind of oils you mix together here. So that's very useful. You could also use a notebook where you take notes about the essential oils that you've created. So these are just a few tips that I have for you for blending. I hope you found this video helpful. I'm really looking forward to making my next video in which I will start introducing some actual blends, right? Some actual essential oils you can mix together and recommended recipes that I think would be good for certain ailments you may have, or it's just the fun stuff starts in my next video. So keep an eye out for that. If you did enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. And please give essential oils a try. They're natural, they're great, there's no harm. I mean, you can only win here, you can't lose. So this is a really great method to live a holistic life, and I hope you will give it a try, and I will see you around in my next video. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.